I've had many viewers request that I do a video on how to grow Echinacea, which is also known as coneflowers. Coneflowers are a perennial and they grow well in zones 3 through 9. I love how they look in the garden. When they just burst into bloom, they'll just dance in the wind and glisten in the sun. They attract a lot of beneficial insects. The coneflower name comes from the shape of the flower head as it matures. So I hope that you can grow this. It's very easy. What you need mostly is patience, and I'll tell you why here in just a few minutes. This is great for a cutting flower as well, and the tall stems are just perfect for that. And it gets about 4 feet high. Mine did anyway. This is the purple coneflower. It comes in other colors. I also grew a white variety. Please try to grow this where it will get at least 6 to 8 hours sun. I planted my white variety where it was getting probably 4 to 5, maybe 6, and it didn't do as well, and I think it's because of the sun exposure. It's a beautiful ornamental plant, but of course we've all heard of the medicinal qualities as well. So I'll go ahead and show you how easy this is. Just go ahead and loosen up your soil. My soil tends to be more clay, so I like to amend my soil with some garden, commercial garden soil, and then I'll also add some compost to that. There are some good instructions on your seed packet as to how you can plant these. And I don't really do anything but just take it out of the package and put it right in the ground. And then I'll just sprinkle a little bit more soil mixture on there along with some compost. And I need to give it a tag so I don't plant anything else there. Now the first year, this is what you can expect. A lot of foliage. I was kind of disappointed my first year and I didn't see blooms, but I'm the kind of gardener that just throws as many things into my garden and just sees what grows, and I don't really research it a lot before I try to grow it. So the second year, of course, I was very surprised to see it just burst into bloom, and that's all it really needed was another year of growth, and that's why I said you need patience. So if you grow it from seed, don't expect blooms the first year, at least not in my zone 6B. And this here is a picture of the white swan that I also grew in the garden. Now the third year, you don't have to really plant seed again unless you just want to. You can just dig up your plant once it starts to emerge from the ground, and you can take that root ball and then just divide it. And here's a little bit more here. I'll replant that one in the same spot. But this root ball, I'm just going to cut it in half, and I will plant it elsewhere in the garden in a couple of other real sunny spots. When your echinacea starts to emerge in the spring, go ahead and side dress it with some rich compost. Just to go ahead and give it a little nutrition. That's all it's going to need to take off for that season. For my older subscribers, you know that I have several different gardens. This one here is my container garden, where I have also grown echinacea. I grew the purple echinacea, and it did very well. It was just about to burst into bloom before I decided that I would plant it in another garden. We have another location which is in the mountains, and I visit here probably about 6 times a year, so not a lot. So the plants that I grow here don't get a lot of attention, and it's a lot cooler. It's right beside an icy cold river, and it's in a much higher elevation, but it's somewhere fun. We like to go to let the kids play, but I do want to point out that it's a much cooler area. But as you can see in the garden here to the left, I transplanted that container coneflower to this little garden area, and about a month later it was bursting into bloom. So it was great. It loved this little area, this little garden here. So I hope that you can try to grow coneflowers this year. Make sure that you plant them in the early spring and have some patience. or find someone that has a plant and they're ready to divide it and give you some. That way you'll go ahead and get your blooms the first year. Okay? Thanks so much for watching and have a beautiful day.
Donna Tayton from America, we're calling you now.